I don't believe that human civilization began before there was a Friends of Europe jingle to start the proceedings. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good to see a full house for this next event. It's called Europe Security Defence at a Tipping Point. I'm going to add a question mark to that particular statement because I think that we want at the end of our session today with our good speakers, who I will introduce soon, to be in a position to sort of answer that. So, who am I? My name is Jamie Shea, former NATO, but since 2018 it's been my honour to be the Senior Fellow for Peace, Security and Defence at Friends of Europe. Senior, by the way, reflects my age rather than any authority or knowledge on this particular subject, and it means close to senility, but not quite there yet. So at least for this year, I'm still able to moderate a session. As I said, we are going to be talking essentially about security and defence issues, which have risen exponentially up the European agenda in the last few years and are occupying more and more of the political time and energy of our European leaders. So if any of you were expecting to be at another session, rather like they say on airplanes, you know, if you're on the wrong flight, please leave now before the doors close, then please do so. But hopefully not, because obviously in any conference on Europe today, peace, security and defence has to be one of the highlights. But as a starter, much more than a warm-up or an aperitif, but as a starter, we're going to have another one of these short sessions devoted to ideas sharing. And as Ukraine clearly, and we have the Deputy Prime Minister of Ukraine here today, I'll introduce him soon, but as Ukraine is so front and centre of the whole debate around European peace and security at the moment, as it has been for many years already, and particularly throughout Putin's aggression over the last 3 years, we thought we'd start with something on Ukraine by Vasilisa Stepanenko, who is a Ukrainian Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist. So many congratulations, Vasilisa, for that. Video producer, and she also has, of course, a link with Friends of Europe because she has been a European young leader as well. I've invited her in 15 minutes to share her ideas on the Ukrainian situation and, of course, what it means for all of us in the audience today. So, Vasilisa, the microphone is yours. I'm going to get out of your way, and please share your idea with us.
Thank you. Hi, hello. It's a huge honor for me to be here today with such people. And today, my idea sharing will be about the reality. And I want to share with you the reality in Ukraine right now through my own eyes, what we are going through, what we can see. And I will start with my story. This is me before full-scale invasion. My hometown is Kharkiv. I lived in Kharkiv. It was peaceful, even though the war in Ukraine started in 2014. I studied in university, had my happy young years, and worked in local TV. And this is what happened to me after the full-scale invasion. In 2022, I started working with Associated Press team, and we did the reporting from the Donetsk region. And some hours before full-scale invasion in February 2022, we came to Mariupol. With the team, we were able to show to the world all the war crimes were committed by Russian troops in Mariupol. We were surrounded, and it's really difficult to talk about the condition, what people were around the siege, but we had no electricity, no water, no food, and we're trying to do everything to show to the world what happened to Mariupol. Through our images, the world were able to see what happened. We were able to document the mass graves. We were able to show the bombing of maternity hospital and this image of Irina, who was killed in this attack with her baby. The most difficult scene for me was to see the deaths of the children in the Mariupol hospital where we spent all our times. and during the airstrikes and bombing of the city. We were able to survive and left Mariupol through 15 Russian checkpoints. In the time when Russia already said that we are doing the fake news, we're doing propaganda, all these images are fake, these children and these women are actresses. And in the time we left Mariupol, they were searching for the team, saying that we are informational terrorists and other things. We were eyes of the world, but at the same time, the voice of Ukrainian people. And it was really dangerous to escape from Mariupol. We hide all our cameras, trying not to show that we are journalists, because on that time, it was already dangerous for us. Since then, many things happened. I filmed the liberation of my hometown, Kharkiv region. I saw mass graves in Kharkiv region we documented and showed to the world. In these mass graves, I had some people I know, my friends of my family, and then liberation of Kherson, flooding of Kherson, and there are like, this is 4th year of full-scale invasion, and we're still documenting this war. Some weeks ago, I visited the front lines in Donetsk region, and here you can see the Konstantinivka that is now half of surrounded of Russian troops. We filmed this video with the Ukrainian military. It's like airstrike that Russia did on the city, and do it every day. There are like dozens of airstrikes every day, and on this day, at least one man was killed in this building. And what we can see is going on with all Ukrainian cities in the Eastern Front. They are just not existing anymore. Here is I joined the team of evacuation to the front line. Here is the team of police evacuating the people from frontline regions that are losing their homes. They're living in the condition without food, electricity, and other. I can say that now the work for the police, for the military, and for journalists become really dangerous. There are a lot of drones flying above our heads in the sky, and they attacking everything that is moving near front line, all cars. So that's why we need to protect ourselves with the nets on the cars, with all ammunition. But it's really difficult, because I think drones become one of the most dangerous weapons that Russia is now using against Ukraine. And we saw how some drones already reached Europe. And they're reaching hundreds of these drones every day on all Ukrainian cities, and Kyiv too. I recently got 2 missile strikes near my house in Kyiv, and the drones like every day. That's why how it looks like to evacuate people in these conditions. You can see the net, this metal net on the car. And every trip like this could cost the life. I truly can say that every day I'm coming to such missions, to film it, to show it to the world, to let the world understand what's going on is so difficult, because it could be the last journey. Recently, we lost our colleague, the French journalist who was killed by FPV drone in the Donetsk region. Our colleague, he was heavily injured, and his leg was amputated. So how you can understand how dangerous is it. And here is we evacuating the people. Here you can see the frontline roads. Now it's really dangerous to move through the front lines, because FPV drones are attacking the cars. So the soldiers trying to use even more ground robots to do logistic and put ammunition to the front to the soldiers. We filmed it also with one of the Ukrainian units. So there are like a lot of burnt cars on the roads. Here you can see me, how I'm going to my daily work every day. Like I need to put the helmet, headphones, my vest, and this is how I'm going to my work, and how it looks like for the journalists working on the front. And you can see how we go into the position with military, like using such cars, trying to protect ourselves as much as we can. And I can say that the reality of this war changed a lot since this half of the year, because even some months ago when we went to the front line, it was not so dangerous with the drones, but right now, I mean, it become much more dangerous, and our work becoming is much more heavily to show it. So that's why it's a reality of us. And this is also how I'm looking to go into the front line right now. So my idea is that we need to be really careful looking at the reality of war in Ukraine that's going on right now, because every day people are risking their lives to fight, to help and save lives of other people. Journalists are risking their life to show the truth to you, to the world, to let you know what could happen to others. And this war is changing a lot. Some soldiers saying that really soon it will be a robotic war, because with this amount of drones it becomes really crazy. So that's why I hope that this idea, these images will help you to think a little bit more about the reality of war, about new war, and about the security of Europe. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.